So I'm Kathy Burns. I'm here today with Jim Strahan, Bulldog Roofing, one of my favorite roofers in all the world, and a great guy as well. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Kathy.
So Jim is with Bulldog Roofing. He's the owner, and I know Jim through BNI, and just really trust him for all my roofing things. And I didn't used to get, I'm a realtor, as many of you may know, and I didn't used to get roof inspections until I actually met you in the BNI and kind of heard your presentations and learned more about that. And I thought, boy, this is an important inspection to have, and just wanted to talk to you about why realtors should even consider having a roof inspected for their buyers and even their sellers.
Well, it's very important, and you were one of the first realtors that used me, and one of the benefits of it is home inspectors typically can't get off the ladders and get on these steep roofs, so it's very beneficial to get somebody that's qualified to go up there. And I don't just look at the roof either. I'm looking at everything that you cannot see from the ground.
Right.
And you know, a lot of times I end up finding damage, rotted wood, stuff like that.
Even issues with chimneys.
Right.
Siding.
We had a client over in River Run on a big house that nobody could see the top of the chimney on. And when I got up there on the roof, I saw damage, and it was essentially going to be anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 repair.
Holy cow.
So ultimately, the homeowner or the buyer ended up backing out because of that. So it is very important for realtors to use me.
It's important because that, as you know, as a realtor, in the inspection period, that's when you're trying to find out all the things that are going on with the house. Many sellers do pre-inspections, and Jim charges $100, and I really applaud you for that. Because we'll have different people ask, you know, does anybody recommend a good roofer out there? And I always recommend you, and I say he charges $100, and you're going to get a legitimate answer and an integrative answer. And he'll give you a quote on repairs as well. So I think it shows that you value your time,
right,
as we value ours, and I think it's very important. And you also give a credit to either the buyer or the seller.
That's correct. I'll charge a $100 fee, and then if the client uses my company for the services, I'll deduct that $100 from the final invoice. So it works out very well. It's
great.
Yep.
So we really like that. And I know that you've got a pretty wide range of things that you do. It's not just specifically to the roof.
Right.
For example, you did a big home for us in the Point that we had represented the buyers, and it even had copper.
Right. And we found hail damage on it.
Yes.
So it worked out very well for the buyer. But yeah, we also do any style of siding. We do gutters.
You did my little cappers.
Yep, we did. Gutter toppers. Keep the leaves out. That's a big deal. You need to keep your gutters clean. Otherwise, you're going to end up with rotted fascia and soffit and whatnot. And we also do interior and exterior painting.
So, I didn't know that. There's something else.
And we dabble into the commercial roof repairs as well.
Oh, you do?
And
Great.
replacements, yeah.
I know that you did the side of the edges of my roof. One side had PVC and the other had wood. So it made sense to get rid of the wood and do the PVC because there was some wood rot there, so we matched it up.
Exactly. The PVC is definitely the way to go nowadays.
Yeah, no maintenance.
Right.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, you may have to go up there and caulk it every 3-4 years, but other than that, it's a great product.
And that leads me into another question about how often should a homeowner look at their roof just to have it checked out?
I recommend every 3 years.
Okay.
You know, it's like your vehicle. You change your oil and do all the maintenance on it. You need to do it with your house. The heat that we have here in the south is extreme when it gets up around the shingles, and if you're not having your house inspected every 3 years, you're doing it injustice.
Because a lot of times it's those little smokestack looking things, the caulk around the edges of that, right?
Your pipe boots, it's just rubber, and it's gonna deteriorate over time.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen pipe boots last 12 to 13 years, and I've seen some of them last 4 or 5 years. So. But the big thing is you know, we get a lot of wind around here.
Right.
And, you know, it's just good to have somebody to look at everything up there, because although the biggest misconception is homeowners look up at the roof from the ground, you can't see damage from
Right,
the ground.
right.
You can at times, but it's
Mhm.
better to have somebody out there on the roof.
Talk to us a little bit about hail.
Well, we as roofers, we love the hailstorms. But the thing around here, we don't get a lot of big hail, such as golf ball size, stuff like that. But the biggest thing is homeowners need to beware. When we do get hail, you're going to see hundreds of roofing companies in here, and a lot of them you don't even exist around here. They're storm chasers. Homeowners need to do their due diligence and not trust these guys. They're coming in from out of town. They're just going around looking for any crew they could get, and a lot of these crews aren't trained.
Right.
And after the storm's gone, so are the companies.
Right.
They come in, open up an office, and they're gone. It's going to the next storm. So any warranty's gonna be out the window.
Right. I personally recommend that every real estate agent gets, especially if you represent a buyer, get a roof inspection. It's just a protocol to for your buyers, because Jim has saved us on so many situations where we found little bit of damage to large bits of damage. I had one example is my son's property. He was buying a house where it was a relocation company, and they had said that they had already done the inspections on the house. So my son thought, well, I don't want to spend the money and do it. And I said, you're doing it, honey. And Jim found where they'd even done the repairs, they had done them incorrectly on the siding, that how it touched the roof, and saw issues with the chimney, which alerted us to have a chimney inspection, which saved them, I think between the two, it was multiple thousands of dollars, $3,000 or $4,000 that we got the seller to pay while we were doing the inspection time. So that was critical.
Right. Well, and even down to the siding, these installers, when they're building these houses, they install the siding too close to the roof lines, and it'll start wicking water,
Right.
and eventually start rotting. So,
Right.
Again, it's very
It's worth
important.
the $100.
It definitely is.
It's worth the $100.
It'll save you in the long run.
Yes, and Jim also gets that at closing, which is good. And what about working with any builders?
I work with one custom builder, and the only reason I do is when he approached me, I asked him if, what products he uses, and he definitely did everything the right way, like we do. We don't use cheap material. Everything is going to be the best material that they have to offer, and so that's the only builder. It's a big custom builder we do, and I just don't want to do the production builders because they want the cheapest material, they want the cheapest labor, and that's
Right.
not what my company model is about.
You get what you pay for.
Right.
And I highly, highly, highly recommend Jim. Matter of fact, when I came over to the LePage Johnson team, I introduced them to the team, and he is our go-to for everything. And every time I talk to another realtor, I'm saying, call Bulldog Roofing, because I trust you. I know your integrity. I know that the job's going to be done great. You're going to tell me straight, and that's what I really want to hear, straight.
Right.
So thank you, Jim, for being here today.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I really encourage you to save this. You may need some refresher information on it. Share it, make comments below. We'd love to hear your feedback. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Kathy.